All right, y'all. This is excuse me, Jimi Hendrix Part 3, and let me show you who I got with us today. That's Jimi Hendrix on the left, and his girlfriend Monika Dannemann on the right, and she was supposedly with him the day that he died. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that. 1 minute. Okay. I'm gonna try something a little different today. I usually fan my cards out like that and just run my hand over them to feel the energy, and that's where I usually pick them. But today I'm gonna do something different and just shuffle them like this, and take them off the top. I got Jimi Hendrix Voodoo Child playing in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Bring this down a little bit so y'all can see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put these to the side down here on my left. And we're supposed to take these and put them under the bottom of the deck. And we're not supposed to look at them. Uh-oh. Woo! Olfactory again. That's that song. I mean, not song. That's that card I pulled off the top. That's the wild card I pulled off the top. You can go back and look at the video. That's the wild card. Father again. Audio again. Attic again. Day. Man. Uh-oh. Electromagnetic. This is wild. This is crazy. Let me pull a wild card off the top, and I'm gonna come back. Ooh, look at the wild card. Look at the wild card. Look at that bottle of pills, y'all. You know we got Monika Dannemann right over here, and Jimi right over here. I'll be back. Alright, you guys, I'm going to read a little bit of this Wikipedia article concerning Jimi Hendrix. Details are disputed concerning Hendrix's last day and death. He spent much of September 17, 1970 with Monika Dannemann in London, the only witness to his final hours. Dannemann said that she prepared a meal for them at her apartment in the Samarkand Hotel around 11 p.m. when they shared a bottle of wine. She drove him to the residence of an acquaintance at approximately 1:45 a.m. where he remained excuse me, for about an hour before she picked him up and drove him back to her flat at 3 a.m. She said they talked until about 7 a.m. when they went to sleep. Dannemann woke around 11 a.m. and found Hendrix breathing but unconscious and unresponsive. She called for an ambulance at 11:18 a.m. and it arrived 9 minutes later. Paramedics transported Hendrix to St. Mary Abbott's Hospital, where Dr. John Bannister pronounced him dead at 12:45 p.m. on September 18th. Coroner Gavin Thurston ordered a post-mortem examination, which was performed on September 21st by Professor Robert Donald Terr, a forensic pathologist. Thurston completed the inquest on September 28th and concluded that Hendrix aspirated on his own vomit and died of asphyxia. Now, asphyxia is a condition of deficient supply of oxygen to the body that arises from abnormal breathing. Asphyxia causes generalized hypoxia, which affects primarily the tissues and organs. There are many circumstances that can induce asphyxia, all of which are characterized by the inability of a person to acquire sufficient oxygen through breathing for an extended period of time. Asphyxia can cause coma or death. Now, I'm sorry about that. I gotta go back to, I lost where I was reading. Thurston completed the inquest on September 28th and concluded that Hendrix aspirated on his own vomit and died of asphyxia while intoxicated with barbiturates, and it's all in this reading. Citing insufficient evidence of the circumstances, he declared an open verdict. Dannemann later revealed that Hendrix had taken 9 of her prescribed Vasparex sleeping tablets, 18 times the recommended dosage. Wow. Okay, y'all. As I told you earlier in the reading, in the first spot here, we got revenge. This is the number 1 spot for who the person is that did what they did to Jimi Hendrix. Whoever murdered him did it out of revenge. They had a vendetta against him. Look at that V. Okay? What is in the number 2 position? What happened? They cut off his oxygen supply by doing whatever they did, pouring the wine down his throat or whatever. Now, let's go back. I'm going to do a recap on the first reading. Let me gather these cards. Now, I'm going to borrow a card from this reading because electromagnetic was in the first reading. If you go back to part 1 and 2, you'll see it. Okay. Drowning was in the first parts 1 and 2 of the reading. And remember, it made up the word wine, W-I-N-E. So he drowned on his own vomit. He had wine in his lungs. His lungs was full of wine. Okay? W-I-N-E makes up the word wine. Now, there's a cryptic message here, a hidden message that he wanted me to uncover. And I did. Now, let me put this card back over here. So in part 3, the wild card I got off the top was illness. There is a man card right here in the problem position, position 7. This is the problem right here, a man. Okay, now you take the card man and the letter O, which is on the pills. Where is the letter N and the letter E on the day card? Let me see it. it makes up the word gone. The man, the card with the pill on it, the electromagnetic card, and the day card makes up the word gone. So there was a man who was involved in Jimi Hendrix's murder. And yes, this was a murder. I'm trying to hold this up so y'all can see it. And my thumb is in the way. But you see it. Gone. This man here. Now, off camera, I used the pendulum to ask him if Monika Dannemann was involved in his death. And the pendulum swung to yes. Okay? And I asked, was she the only one? Or did she have an accomplice? It said, yes, she did have an accomplice. And this was this man right here, who was long gone from the scene when the ambulance came. Because nobody, I think Monika Dannemann, yeah, she was even gone. She wasn't even there. So this man had did what he had to do. He helped. Monika Dannemann was involved in Jimi Hendrix's death. Let me say that right now. She was involved in his death. Out of revenge, she helped this man do what he did to Jimi Hendrix out of revenge. Okay? And what he did was cut off his oxygen supply by what he did to him. Now, yeah, this is so basically, in a nutshell, she had somebody to help her do away with Jimi Hendrix. And that's crazy. That is crazy. So I get it now. I get the cryptic message. The message was that he was murdered. This man was murdered. And like I said, I did the pendulum. I used the pendulum off camera to ask the question if she was involved, and it said yes. But she had an accomplice, which was this man. So yeah, Jimi Hendrix, he was murdered. And Monika Dannemann, she was involved in his death. She was involved in his murder. Her and this other man who was long gone from the scene by the time the ambulance arrived. Alright, y'all. And of course, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. Ooh. See y'all in the next reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it.